So this is what's happening in Indonesia every 5 years. Billboards, banners spread across the street as a part of the general election campaign. On the billboards and banners, we have the candidates' self-portraits with their names, ballot orders, as well as the political parties that they represent. And this is the situation that we are facing every single day. These banners, billboards, and pennants serve as crucial elements of campaign props. They emerge throughout the region or city during the campaign period from November 28, 2023 to February 10, 2024. With such an extended duration and a number of names to remember, I can help but wonder, does this approach still resonate with today's voters?
Ya kalau menurut saya sih kalau metode-metode itu sekarang udah nggak efektif lagi ya, karena kan sekarang zamannya digital ya.
Nah, yang jelas kurang efektif sekarang mah. Kan sekarang lebih bagus, lebih efektif di medsos. Ya kan? Kalau banner-banner begitu kan mengganggu estetika gitu. Merawut jadinya.
Aku sering naik motor tuh terakhir ini kan udah banyak banget ya bendera, dan menurut aku tuh ganggu banget sih, karena aku tuh ngendarain juga kayak itu tuh bener-bener agak nutup banget.
Udah nggak penting sih kayaknya, mending dipungut-pungutin aja lah.
Sebenarnya efektif, cuman tempatnya aja yang kadang menyusahkan banyak orang gitu.
Kalau menurut saya sih nggak ngeganggu sih. Sambil lihat-lihat mana nih anggota DPR kan suka ada caleg-caleg tuh suka ada motivasinya ininya gitu.
Campaign prop size are sometimes large. So candidates could take advantages of it as an introduction to voters. These props should include the self-image of candidates or political parties, along with their vision, mission, and programs. They can be placed anywhere, except in worship places, hospitals, educational buildings, and government-owned facilities. Based on the same regulation, the campaign props installation should also consider the ethic, aesthetic, the cleanliness, and the beauty of the area or the city based on law. Emphasizing safety is crucial, especially given the incidents during this campaign period, where falling billboards cause injuries and even death.
Jadi laka di flyover
Juga karena angin kencang, baliho dari partai.
A re-evaluation focusing on proper installation and location selection is imperative. Before installing campaign props, candidates or political parties must consult with the General Election Commission and local government. In addition, they must obtain permits from individuals or private sectors if the props are placed on their properties.
Itu tentang lokasi dan tempatnya itu mengikuti ketentuan yang dibuat oleh masing-masing pemerintah daerah. Apakah aturannya menggunakan peraturan daerah, apakah peraturan kepala daerah masing-masing, tempat-tempat yang diperbolehkan. Nah, soal kemudian masing-masing pasang di mana ini kan tentu ada pertimbangan soal estetika ya mestinya. Nah, kalau soal tempat kan sepanjang itu diperbolehkan atau diizinkan oleh Pemda, maka boleh dipasang di situ. Tetapi yang harus menjadi kesadaran bersama adalah aspek estetika, kemudian aspek keamanan, keselamatan.
In response to injuries and fatalities, the General Election Supervisory Agency or Bawaslu and the Public Order Agency or Satpol PP have removed campaign props that pose a threat to life. Bawaslu also plans to engage with candidates, raising awareness regarding prop safety and accountability in such cases.
Pertanggungjawabannya itu biasanya pidana umum.
pidana umum atau juga nanti antara korban dan juga pemasang.
Apakah ada peringatan kepada partai politik atau caleg?
Pasti akan kami ingatkan kepada teman-teman peserta pemilu agar berhati-hati. Mengingatkan para pemasang, jangan bukan calegnya yang masang, pasti timnya. Timnya ini harus diingatkan oleh para caleg.
Given these recent events, candidates might explore alternative campaign methods. The independent movement, Bijak Memilih, suggests utilizing social media and public discussion campaign methods. As a movement that disseminates election information to the younger generation, Bijak Memilih believes that these methods are a suitable follow-up to traditional campaign props. Voters could know their candidates better after interacting with them. While these new approaches allow voters to get to know their candidates better, campaign props remain the first encounters voters have with the candidates.
But then that has to be followed up for further research, right? Because especially with the increasing use of social media, that's where your information has to be, there has to be a follow-up from the poster towards the social media, right? Maybe you can show your past work on social media and then what are, the plans for the future that you are planning to do. And other than the social media, the information that you put on social media, you can also create public engagement, right? I mean, we see that there are some legislative candidates who are meeting the people, but how do you do the offline engagements, right? Are you just there to give them money or to give them freebies? Or are you really there to listen to their concerns? Are you just meeting your supporters? Or are you also meeting your critics?
Campaign props still hold a prominent place in the minds of the electorate. The key now lies in effectively utilizing campaign props without causing disruption.
Finally, after a long tiring process, I can now sit down and I know what we should prepare for the campaign of 2024 general elections. Actually, there are a lot of things to prepare. First, you need to prepare for the design. It should not only include your face or your candidate numbers, but it should also include your future programs or maybe previous achievements if you have. And then the second, you need to also make a permit with the officials as well as local government. Third, you need to make sure that the installation will not cause any harm or disturbance from people who pass the street or various places. It also needs to be taken note that you don't go to places that are prohibited by the officials or the local government. Fourth, you need to prepare for the budget. Again, for the design of the props, the installation, the permit, the tax, and also a lot of things, again, a lot of the unexpected things that you will facing through the campaign period. And the fifth one, the last one, which is also really important, is that thinking about the aftermath after the campaigning period, where you have to make sure that the waste itself will not cause any disturbance again for the people. Saying is all of this already making me tired because there are a lot of things that we need to consider when you're running for the candidates. For candidates, you see that there are a lot of preparations, a lot of money that being put into account throughout the campaign period. Because of this, make sure that you listen to people well and hold your responsibility high. For citizens, you need to always hold the candidates and officials and the local government accountable. Watch over everything and report if there are any misconducts throughout the campaign period. Because after all, what we want is a better Indonesia. Andira Putri and Dian Merdekawati reporting for C Today.